Due to the recent conclusion of the Battle of Gods arc in Dragon Ball Super, I thought it would only be necessary to talk about the deities of the Dragon Ball world. Even though the gods of Dragon Ball aren't all powerful omnipotent beings, they can definitely hold their own, and more importantly, they have God Ki. The first actual god that we got introduced to was Kami. All the way back to the end of Dragon Ball, he trained Goku for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. He eventually reunites with Piccolo, and that is where we introduce Dende, the new god of Earth. We know that Dende is a god because in Dragon Ball Super he was able to sense Beerus' energy. The only natural god that is on Earth besides Dende would be Shenron. Moving up a level, we have King Kai. King Kai is the god of the Northern Galaxy. That's why he's known as North Kai. I didn't mention how strong Kami or Dende were because they aren't all that powerful. Kami is said to be stronger than King Piccolo, but once we get into Dragon Ball Z standards, King Piccolo isn't anything impressive. King Kai, however, is actually quite formidable. King Kai's power level is actually speculated to be around 3.5k. Considering both Vegeta and Nappa were stronger than him once they arrived on Earth, I think that's a pretty accurate power level. Even though King Kai's power may not be as high as, say, Frieza or Cell, he does have some very unique techniques, including the Kaioken, the Spirit Bomb, and he's actually telepathic, which allowed Goku and Vegeta to beat Kid Buu with the Spirit Bomb. Moving up to an even higher level, we have the Supreme Kai. This guy is actually pretty strong. Unlike King Kai, the Supreme Kai is said to be much stronger than Frieza. He wears the Portara earrings, which do come in handy later on. He has the average techniques of the average Z fighter, including flight, ki manipulation, and the one thing that separates the Supreme Kai from all the other Kais is that he has instantaneous movement, which more or less is just a beefy instant transmission. Very similar to the Supreme Kai, we have the Old Kai. Old Kai is nowhere near as strong as Supreme Kai, however he makes up for it in the fact that he uses magic. He can unlock anyone's full potential as he did with Gohan. He can also form a crystal ball out of thin air to be able to see anything and everything from around the universe. Now before I move on to the true gods, I'm gonna bring up the Supreme Kai of Time. Anyone that's played Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Heroes, I doubt anyone's played Dragon Ball Heroes because, you know, Japan exclusive. However, the Supreme Kai of Time is, as the name implies, the goddess of time. She has all the abilities of everyone else, however, she can manipulate time. She's capable of controlling time, she's also capable of erasing changes to timelines, which makes her pretty badass. Now, moving on to the god of destruction from the 7th universe, Lord Beerus, one of the most powerful Dragon Ball Z characters of all time. That being said, 2 years after him making his debut on the big screen, not that much information is actually known to the public. He is still a very mysterious character. Obviously that is going to change in the coming weeks. However, with that said, Beerus was able to take out Super Saiyan 3 Goku with only using 10% of his power. He did the exact same thing with Enraged Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, which is actually stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Again, only using 10% of his power. That is what a true god should be. Or is it? If you're a god, say you listening to this video are a god. If you're using 10% of your power on mortals, that's actually quite a lot. I don't know if that's Beerus being underpowered, or if Goku and Vegeta are just that formidable. Speaking of Goku and Vegeta, they are technically now gods. When Goku receives his new god power, he's able to hold his own against Beerus. He isn't stronger than Beerus, but he's definitely getting there. Now moving on to the god known as Champa. Champa is yet to be seen in Dragon Ball Super, however I can only assume that based on his appearance, he is on par with Beerus. I don't think he's stronger than Beerus, I don't think he's weaker than Beerus. Now I didn't know whether to bring these guys up within this video because technically they aren't gods. I could only be talking about two very specific beings, that is Whis and Champa's female attendant. Even more mysterious than the god of destruction himself, Whis describes himself as a being known as Whis. That's it, and I can only assume the same thing for Champa's female attendant. We still don't know her name, but based on her design, she has to be in some way related to Whis. The reason I don't consider Whis a god, and the same thing goes with Champa's female attendant, is because in Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, Beerus looks at Whis and reminds him that he is the deity, and that Whis is his attendant. Also, Whis has never been confirmed to have had God Ki. He may have God Ki, but it's never been stated. As of right now, whenever this video is uploaded, these are the gods of Universe 7. It has been confirmed that there are other Kais in other universes. As time goes on, I'm sure more gods like Beerus and Whis will emerge, and I for one cannot wait. But as always, I will see you in the next Dragon Ball Z video. Friends and folks.